violence has many faces. It can be as simple as bullying, but bullying is really not that innocent. Sometimes the problems of bullying can go on to be more serious and even lead to a teen suicide. But the problems of violence also include assaults and the kinds of problems that involve gangs. So we want to attack violence at the middle school level where it is known to begin, and we know that it makes a difference.
I'm hoping that the parents read what it is that their children are writing, that they read between the lines, they understand their child more than anything, and that if they realize, hey, something's going on in that school or with my child that I need to address, they need to be proactive, and they need to step up as the parent and try to do something to create a better learning environment for their child and for the schools that they're in overall.
I mean, just a recognition of the problem and bringing it to the surface and having these kids vent, so to speak, it helps us, the adults, understand what they have to go through each and every day. And I think we've directed a number of comments to the school board about youth violence, and I think that they're very sensitive to being more aware and attuned to help these kids on an everyday basis deal with these problems. Because bullying's a big thing, a big, big thing.
I think it's great. It's sad that we have to do it, but I think the effort that is developing to do it on a nationwide basis and in Palm Beach County, I think that's great. That's the way to attack it.
Now, please give me your attention as I introduce our head table. I'm going to start with last year's student ambassadors, and I would like those student ambassadors from last year to please stand right now. They are on my right and left. These students represented our district at the national ceremony in Washington, D.C. last year. They are Max Melanson of the Boca Raton Middle School and Jessica Stone of Palm Springs Middle School. Thank you again. Now, if you will please welcome the remainder of our head table. All of these people are on our steering committee, and they play a very important role. But please keep your applause until I have introduced everybody. On your right side of the room, there's Carrie Howard. She is a constitutional officer. She is the elected public defender. Next to her is County Commissioner Paulette Burdick, who you all may remember was last year at this time a representative of the school board, and now she is on the county commission. Robert Simpson is next. He is the CEO and Chief Operating Officer of the William Pitt Foundation as their president. The Honorable Ronald Alvarez is a circuit court judge in the juvenile division. And on his right is the executive vice president of Florida Crystals, Mr. Pepe Von Hool Jr. On my right is Mr. Bill Malone, the superintendent of the school system here in Palm Beach County. Sandra Jinks is on our steering committee also, and that's why she's here at this head table. Her school has participated for 5 years. She is the principal of Palm Springs Middle School. Captain Jeffrey Linskog represents the constitutionally elected sheriff's office. And from our constitutionally elected state attorney, Michael McAuliffe, Sarah also from. And I'm Bill Bone. Welcome, and thank these people. I would now like to recognize some of the honored guests in the audience, and we have dispersed these honored guests so that they're sitting at each of the tables. And I know it seems a little awkward for you because you'll hear your name called and then you're sort of standing there without any applause. But if you would please, all of you remain standing as your name is announced so the students at the school can see who is here. I'd like to start with our elected officials. Jerry Muyo, the mayor of West Palm Beach, which is the largest city in the county. She's on our steering committee. And her assistant, Jose Tegel, are here. The members of the school board who have come this year, the chairman, Mr. Frank Barbieri, please remain standing. Ms. Jenny Brown, Ms. Karen Brill, and Mr. Chuck Shaw, I see you there. From the school district, Dr. Judith Klinick is here. She's the chief academic officer of the school district, as is Rod Montgomery, the district superintendent. Kim Williams from the Director of Student Intervention Services, which is also sometimes called the Department of Safe Schools. She's a member of our steering committee, as is Margaret Coleman in her office. From our distinguished judging committee, Lourdes Von Hool is chair of the Young Women's Judging Committee. Darcy Farnan is here from Congressman Ted Deutsch's office. Sarah also from the State Attorney's office you met. Jennifer Loylis is with the Public Defender's Office. Mary Simpson is a lawyer and community volunteer. Corporate Raphael Duran is the first director of this program in Palm Beach County, who remains on the steering committee. Barbara Cheeves is the chairman of the Criminal Justice Commission, and Mike Rodriguez is the executive director of the commission. Gaston Contens is the vice president of corporate communications for Florida Crystals. He's a former majority whip of the Florida legislature. And representing the National Board of Directors, Don Carson, the retired executive vice president for Florida Crystals, where all of these people receive our applause and thanks. Thank you very much. We are gratified that these important officials and community leaders support this program and honor us with their presence. Thank you again for all of your help. This year we have a special guest with a story to tell. Please take a look at the film clip that aired on national television as part of this, the 10th season of American Idol.
Bullying is something that's been going on for a long time. You know, it's not just this generation, it's the past generation, it's every generation, and it's something that needs to stop. Because you hear about all these suicides, you hear about all these different attempts, you hear about different, like, gang violence and all this kind of stuff, and it's just like, why can't we all live in peace? In seriousness, it's sad.
I'm Brett Lowenstern. I'm 16 years old. I'm a high school student, and I'm from Boca Raton, Florida. I would describe myself as just different, you know, like a red apple on a pile of green apples, you know? I like to stand out. Growing up, starting in about the 3rd grade, people would pick on me, and it would hurt a lot. I was never really invited to birthday parties. They would call me, you're a dork, you're a geek. It was really hard for me.
I think growing up is hard for any child. For Brett, it was more difficult, and he was picked on a lot and left out a lot. It was very painful for me to watch.
I had an epiphany at one point. I finally became happy in my own shell, and now it's like, you know, if someone doesn't like me, it's cool. Because as long as I like me, that's all that matters. I want to give a message to kids and bullies. Be yourself, because there's only one life to live. You should just be happy with yourself, no matter what.
Group on, let's go. Group on.
Well, American Idol has been a dream for him for a long time.
Brett would like to inspire people through his music, and we support him on that, and I think he can.
I'm going to show the judges that I've got this. That's my phrase, I've got this. I've got what it takes. I'm the next American Idol.
Hi.
Hello.
Remember me?
Brett, what do you love to sing? What's your favorite thing to sing?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Go.
Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, as if nothing really matters.
Here he is in the flesh, Brett Lowenstern, from Spanish River High School. There's a story for you.
Can everyone just do me a favor while I'm up here? Can you all look to your left for me and then look to your right? Because every single person in this room is beautiful. Can I get a round of applause for that? Because it's so true, you know. We live in a world where people don't feel comfortable in their own skin, so they have to take it out on other people, and it's just, that's where the bullying and the violence comes from. And if everyone would just feel comfortable and happy with who they are, you know, it's not about skin color, gender, anything like that. It's about you as an individual, and you need to feel beautiful and happy, because everyone here, seriously, is a shining star. So I'm going to perform my original that I wrote called Bulletproof Vest. And And I hope you all like it. One second. But yeah, seriously, everyone is very beautiful. Okay. And I'm serious when I say that everyone's beautiful. Like I'm not trying to get a laugh out of everybody, but we've all got our own features, our own fingerprints, our own complexion. Everything is just beautiful about us. So enjoy my song. And this goes to everybody out there. Every time I look in the mirror, I see a stranger staring back at me. Wanna hold his hand, tell him it'll be okay, but it's gotta come from deep within. 'Cause I've got my bulletproof vest, and I am no longer scared. It gets catchy, so if you get it, then sing along with me. Don't be afraid. My song doesn't bite. He looks as bruised as me, said he wants to be free, but I see you gotta fight. Give me your hand, understand where you're coming from. We are both warriors. 'Cause I've got my bulletproof vest, and I am no longer scared. I've got my bulletproof vest. Shoot at me if you dare. If you wanna try and rain on my parade, try me. I've got my raincoat, and I've got my bulletproof vest, and I am no longer scared. I've got my bulletproof vest. Shoot at me if you dare. We've got our bulletproof vest, and there's no need to be scared, 'cause I'm no longer scared. Thank you, everybody.